Sickos Club.
Sickos Club.
Ponytail. My stepdaughter.
Well, you don't
used to
tie your hair. You just take one of these, and then you put the hair through. Right? Put the hair through.
Oh, I see.
And then you twist. And then you do again. And then you twist. I mean, until you get it tight, then you just.
See, and then this will be really helpful when we start talking about the hair on my head next time.
Oh, we were talking about your butt.
Yeah, my ass hair.
Do you know what it's called when, like, how the bill got shut down because Murkowski's a bitch? You know what that process is called when they like go through and like the parliamentarian like checks if it's all good?
Yeah, where they make sure everything conforms to the Senate rules or whatever.
Yeah, you know what that's called?
No.
The bird bath.
Really?
Isn't that cute?
I hate these people so much, man.
Well, because it's the bird rule, BYRD.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Because the bird rule is that things that don't involve budget can't be in the fucking reconciliation. So they call it goes through the bird bath.
And they're doing a reconciliation so that they can win with a simple majority instead of a super majority.
Right, because they want to kill us all.
That's just become the standard for the last since Obama, basically, because our people running this country are idiots who don't care if we approve of what they do or not.
Hey, everyone.
Hi. Hey, Brett.
It's Wednesday. I mean, it's not Wednesday right now, but you're listening to us on a Wednesday. And that means we are back after a week break because I was a bad human and had errands that I had to run.
My God, Brett.
Yeah, but anyway, it's 88 degrees outside.
How warm is it here?
Which means we're doing another Summerslam episode because it's summertime and the Nazis are out.
Oh, wow. Rodney's
That's right.
on the... Okay.
I'm Brett Michelle. I'm here with my little buddy Blade Daly.
Yeah.
This is the hard way.
It's 81 degrees here.
Ooh, a balmy 81 degrees.
Balmy. Yes, very balmy.
And today, friends, we're talking about SummerSlam 1992.
Yeah.
Which was originally intended, check this out, this was originally going to take place at the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland. Did you know that?
I did not know that, Brett. Wow.
Yeah, however, they decided to move it to Wembley because the company had been growing in popularity in the United Kingdom thanks to matches being showcased on ITV as part of the World of Sport programming. Before it gained even more popularity by becoming one of the main shows running on the Sky One channel in 1988. And of course, because they knew they could get more money if they went to Wembley.
Also, business was falling off a fucking cliff at this time in the United States.
It was. Why was that?
Well,
Brett, scandals.
Lots of scandals.
Scandals.
That was a part of it. I think Hogan on Arsenio hadn't yet happened, but maybe it had happened.
Them damn steroids.
Yep. Steroids was a big thing, but also ring boys. And Brett, did you know there is new there's new lawsuits around the ring boy scandals?
I did.
There's a bunch of new plaintiffs that have joined the suit that we've never heard about before. And that Tom Cole, the ring announcer boy that was fired, who was the original guy to bring these allegations, who was then lied to that he could have his job back and dropped all the charges and later took his own life, was telling the truth the entire time.
Fucking Pat Patterson, man.
Pat Patterson is no legend, folks. And if he's legendary for one thing, it's not the thing you want to talk about. So,
which bums me out, man. One of the first like openly gay like grapplers, and he's a fucking creepo.
Yep. And he wasn't the only one. There were a lot of creepos.
Oh yeah.
Lots of creepos. Wrestling was kind of a safe haven for creepos, unfortunately.
I mean, like, still to this day, a little bit.
Oh, for sure. Joey Ryan is trying to come back right now.
Oh, yeah. Disgusting.
Yes, gross.
Anyway, a little more housekeeping before we get into this fantastic show.
I like it, Brett. I like it.
There were 3 matches that weren't broadcast on the U.S. version of the show. Did you know that?
I did, and I found a copy of something. I actually watched those matches.
Oh,
Brett.
did you? I didn't.
did.
I couldn't find him. Well, the matches, for anyone wondering, it was Papa Shango versus Tito Santana.
El Matador, Tito Santana.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had Tatanka versus the Berserker, which I don't remember the Berserker. Who the fuck was that?
Okay, so the Berserker was a dude named John Nord. He had been in the AWA in the 80s. He was a Vern Gagne guy. He was basically a Bruiser Brody clone that ran around, that joined WWE and became kind of this weird mix of Bruiser Brody clone and Hacksaw Jim Duggan clone.
Oh,
where he was just a big dummy who dressed like a Viking, and he won all of his matches by countout.
But not even like a well done Viking. Like he's literally just wearing
he's a fucking cornball. I mean, he walked around doing the Bruiser Brody thing where he grab his wrist and go like, huss, huss.
Yeah.
You know how like Foley would do that as Cactus Jack, but kind of in this like very subtle way. There was nothing subtle. He's got the Hacksaw Jim Duggan facial expression going on. Right, and then Berserker was like also like more of a campy version of what he had been doing in the AWA and in Japan. And I'm not sure how long he was in the business, but this was the only run in the big leagues that he ever had.
Well,
and when I say big leagues, I mean that derisively.
You mean the gum brand?
Yes, the gum brand.
Big League Chew.
Brett, I almost bought a Big League Chew t-shirt the other day.
My age is showing.
Dude, I loved Big League Chew. That shit ruled.
I did too, because it let me pretend I was a degenerate.
Exactly. And then until I could become a real one. You know what I mean?
Did you ever buy the shredded beef jerky in the little cans that look like chewing tobacco cans?
You know what? I've never actually chewed
candy
tobacco.
Cigarettes.
I've done so many stupid things, but the one thing I never did was chew tobacco.
I never like did it like regularly. But when I was plumbing, we did work on Point Loma Nazarene University in San Diego, and like you weren't allowed to like smoke or anything like on the campus. So like if you wanted to have a smoke on your break, you would have to walk like 4 miles out of the school. So most of us just like dipped while we were working because we couldn't smoke.
A lot of kids dipped in high school, and then we had an open campus.
So gross.
I lived in the pre-Columbine era, so when I was in high school, because I'm old, and we could leave the campus for lunch, and if you could wait that long, you could smoke, just in your car or whatever. But I was part of a little caravan of kids that would just walk off campus, smoke, and come back. But I'd just be late to my classes. I didn't care.
I was in high school post-Columbine, so we weren't allowed to leave once school started. But I did anyway because I was a badass.
That's right.
But
bang, bang.
I used to get busted every now and again, like coming back, and every time they would smell my fingers to make sure we weren't smoking, and I got in trouble.
Gross.
My fingers always smelled like
don't fucking
cigarettes
smell
cigarettes
my
and
fingers.
weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Like the teacher would be like, "Let me smell your fingers."
That's
Hold
bullshit.
on.
That's
Mox wants to go out. Hey,
yeah, Bowie wanted to go out earlier, and he did. He went out the front door and fucking ran all over my apartment complex.
Oh, Mox is my cat, by the way. I don't have John Moxley tied up in my bedroom
Yet.
And the other match was a 6-man tag match that would
Speaking
feature
of
Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the Bushwhackers versus the Mountie and the Nasty Boys.
Yeah.
And on the UK side, they didn't get the Crush Repo Man match.
They missed out.
That 5-star classic.
Fucking Kona Crush, brah. Kona Crush, brah.
So anyway,
surfs up, brah.
Anyway, this was the 5th annual SummerSlam, and it aired on a tape delay. It aired in the U.S. on Monday, August 31st, but the actual event was August 29th, 1992. There was 78,927 screaming Brits in attendance.
Yep.
The crowd for this show fucking ruled. Okay.
Oh, it did. No, it was great. It was great. Bobby Heenan comes out with a crown on.
Oh, yeah.
It's Bobby Heenan and Vince calling the show.
So take a shot every time you hear high risk maneuver. What a maneuver.
As a kid, I really didn't notice how bad Vince was because he called most of the shows and I didn't care. I just didn't care about the commentary that much.
Was just what a maneuver.
It's so bad. Like, he's absolutely terrible. But I love Bobby. In 92, Bobby calling Ric Flair stuff is hilarious.
There was some good one-liners here in this show.
Many.
That really popped me.
Yes, many. He was great.
Well, should we get into it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. All right. Right off the bat, we get the Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Versus Money Inc., which was Ted DiBiase and Erwin R. Shyster.
Mm-hmm.
Papa Wyatt.
Yeah, Papa Wyatt. That's right.
Papa Wyatt.
Also, Paul Ellering was Papa Rocco
with the puppet
on the. So the LOD comes out with these badass shoulder pads that are like mirrors.
Yeah, they came out on the Hogs, man.
On the Hogs, which was badass. Okay, yeah. And then Paul Ellering is behind them wearing like a jockey coat, leather pants. With the fucking puppet Rocco strapped in. Okay, now, I think there's a couple things we need to mention here. This Rocco bullshit had been going on prior to WrestleMania, because they came out and did an interview at WrestleMania.
God, one of my favorite spots in this match is towards the end. You just got Ellering on the outside yelling, "Rocco, I'm gonna help you now, big boy."
It's so fucking bad. This Rocco thing is the end of the Road Warriors. It is the actual end. It's where it all ended. Okay.
Well, yeah, this actually was their last match that they had for 3 years. Yep. Because apparently Hawk skipped the flight home and just
joined a biker gang
out with the Hells Angels.
He joined a biker gang in the UK. He is super fucked up during this match, by the way. He is on some drugs during this match.
Yeah. Well, but by all accounts, folks were pissed backstage about how out of it he was. And he wasn't the only one on this card. We'll get to that later.
No, but this was actually a surprisingly good match because
it was a really great match.
Oh, also, oh my God. Okay, so also IRS comes out, and look, say what you want about Mike Rotundo, and I have plenty to say. Papa Wyatt, whatever you want to call him, okay? He has no charisma at all right? None. Zero. But IRS is funny because it fits him having no personality. And so he comes out and he's like, if all you tax cheats paid your taxes, we wouldn't have to put all the responsibility on the Kingdom of Windsor. It makes no sense at all. Like 0 sense. And I love every second of it. It's what's so great about pro wrestling. But DiBiase and Rotunda, that was an inspired tag team. Money Inc. makes this match.
I don't know what it is, man. Well, maybe because he looks like Al Borland, but like every time I see DiBiase, I'm like, he should have just been like a home improvement character. Like that's Bob Vila, you know?
And he does look very Bob Vila with better hair.
Yeah, with better hair.
But no, he does kind of look like a home improvement-esque like TV tool guy.
Yeah.
But DiBiase he was such a good wrestler though.
He was.
And this is one of his last, I think he makes it to SummerSlam the next year and he does the job for Razor and then I think it's over for him as a wrestler. But Money Inc. doesn't do much beyond this after this match either. Animal, you can tell, is the one holding it down for the LOD side. You got Paul Ellering outside on the ring going, go hack. I mean, just like fucking horrible puppet voice. Who the fuck? Obviously it's Vince, but like, you know, and Vince is like, oh, Rocco's really cheering him on. And I'm like, fuck you. You steroided freak ass bitch.
Oh
you killed the Road Warriors, you fucking monster.
You fucking monster. One of my favorite spots in this match is so Hawk goes up top rope and he's gonna go for a clothesline. I forget who it was against. And the guy he ducks and Hawk just slides all the way out of the ring.
He rolls out of the ring. Like, I don't know what kind of crank he was on for this match.
It was like he was on a fucking slip and slide. Like,
yeah. I think he was like
belly first and just slid.
Yeah, he did some meth, I think, before this match or something, because he's way too keyed up. He's way too keyed up. And the other thing is, the version I have is this guy like went and found all the unedited stuff that aired on because this pay-per-view aired on Sky TV when they didn't have to pay for it. So it just aired on one of the state-controlled channels or whatever. And so he edits all the stuff that they
We're
cut
in North
out
Korea, folks.
I mean,
state TV.
Britain is not a democracy in the traditional sense, okay?
Yeah, neither are we, so.
Well, yeah. Okay. But I mean, there's no arguing that. But zing, fascism zing. But one of the things that they edited out is Hawk goes for a neck breaker, and IRS or DiBiase, I can't remember who it is, falls for the neck breaker, but Hawk doesn't. He just stands there, and it's just the most obvious botch. And Heenan's like, oh, he slid out of it. He tried to fall out of it before it hit him. They don't finish the match with their traditional finisher. Animal has to finish the match with a power slam. And I'm pretty sure it's because it wasn't safe for Hawk to be clotheslining anybody off somebody's shoulders. It's a surprisingly good match for the circumstances.
There's some other good spots too. I mean, I crack up when I've watched this one a couple times, this event, but like every time I crack up when Hawk's got DiBiase and he's trying to get to the tag, so he keeps lifting up DiBiase and just moving a couple steps forward, lifts him up, couple more steps. And Animal hit the fucking most insane flying shoulder tackle.
He did.
He did almost a goddamn front flip. Like, oh, Jesus Christ.
This is the end of Hawk as like a tip-top wrestler. Like, if you see the Road Warriors in the 80s, like, these guys aren't just like big, strong, scary dudes with aura. These guys could go. Like, they could really, really go. And when they sold for you, which wasn't always, but when they sold for you, they could have excellent matches. And this match is not nearly as good as some of their other matches. I think DiBiase and IRS are invaluable here, but they definitely saved this match from being a shit show. Animal was still Animal here, but Hawk is clearly sliding off the cliff. And definitely knowing what I know about the circumstances later, They actually did a series of European house shows after this where Animal teamed with Crush because the Legion of Doom had been advertised for matches, and Hawk just literally fucking disappeared and didn't even talk to Animal for like months or maybe a couple of years.
Well, that's that match.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go LOD, LOD, LOD.
We should probably say who won.
Yeah, the Road Warriors. Yeah.
Okay.
Animal puts DiBiase away with a power slam after DiBiase cracks heads with IRS, who presumably billed the government of the Windsors for his misfortune.
And then we move right along to a sexual innuendo-filled Ric Flair segment, which is hilarious when you think about now. Whenever you see Ric Flair in the news, it's because he's shitting himself outside of a bar in Miami.
Right.
Hitting on waitresses.
Oh, Rick.
Have you seen those? All the things.
I'm the one who posted it in the Discord.
Fuck! Like, hey, is anyone else like having problems with Ric Flair shitting himself?
Shitting himself in the restaurant. He gets super shit-faced and then he shits himself. Yeah. Yeah, I saw it. It was from Reddit.
Somebody I used to drink a lot, but I never shit myself.
Well, you were never like 80 years old drinking a lot, you know?
No, I wasn't.
It's just.
I mean, I'm sure I've pissed myself.
Yeah, I don't know that I ever actually did piss myself.
No,
and I drank a lot. I mean, there's a reason I don't drink now.
One time, I was dating this girl, and we were like partying at her house one night, and I stayed the night, and she said I got up in the middle of the night, walked over to a pile of laundry on her floor, and just peed all over it. And then got back in bed.
So that we're not even to the next match, and you're already getting this quality content, folks. Like quality, like stuff. This is a SummerSlam review about pissing on somebody's laundry. Okay.
Right. What do we got next?
Hey, I'm for it. I'm just saying. Next match is extremely. Oh, I was going to add to the Flair thing. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The actual promo. I really didn't understand it at the time how neutered Ric Flair had become as a character in WWF, but he sucks. Like, he just can't be who he wants to be. And he's trying to be this like sanitized, kid-friendly version of that thing, and it just sucks ass. It sucks so hard.
Yeah, but he's still trying to get over his like, fuck anything that walks.
Yes. Yeah, right. He just can't.
If aliens come down from space, I'm gonna fuck whatever hole they got.
Yep. Oh God. I'm sure that that's probably happened at some point.
Woo!
Yeah, exactly. But Rick cuts a very boring promo with Mr. Perfect. And the setup for that is that they have teased that later in the show, when Randy Savage and the Ultimate Warrior, who had last faced each other in a match where Savage had to retire at WrestleMania 7, that Savage is the world champion, beating Ric Flair for the world title at WrestleMania 8. And Warrior is freshly returned and already involved in a bunch of dumb shit. He's wearing weird flesh-colored bodysuits.
They grossed me out, dude. His airbrushed muscle singlets were so gross. I don't know why, but they just gave me the skeevies.
Me too. I mean, it was like what's weird porno Warrior doing here? Like, this is weird.
It reminds me of like those you see those like women's bathing suits where it's like a hairy chest and shit.
Yeah, it's like weird. Setting the stage for Giant Gonzalez a year later. You know what I mean?
Which is wild though, because like if Warrior, I mean, he was already shredded. Like,
well, and so this is because of the steroid thing. So the steroid thing is going on at this time, and so it's been discovered since that they're doing steroid testing, and he's testing positive every time. But they make an exception for him as long as it goes down. And so But they're totally lying through their teeth about how they're testing people. But he's not as big as he was before he left after SummerSlam 91. So he's like got massive body dysmorphia, and he's obviously smaller. And so he's trying to overcompensate with these weird bodysuits. And it's just disgusting. Anyway.
Fragile mind, fragile body, fragile ego.
Even truer for the Ultimate Warrior. CM Punk and the Warrior have more in common.
Fucking Jim.
Yeah, they have more in common than you'd think. But the point is, Perfect and Flair have said that one of them, Savage or Warrior, has contracted them to help them win the world title, and they're trying to turn them against each other. And
we don't know who, because the thing is Perfect is supposedly in someone's corner. Because both guys are kind of faces, Macho and Warrior. And
they're both faces, yeah.
Yeah, and so the kind of... But in the match, I mean, the crowd's kind of against Macho Man.
They're definitely pro-Warrior, for sure.
Yeah, which I never liked the Warrior, I guess.
You were too young for the Warrior, that's what it is. I was 12 when this match happened. I grew up with He-Man, so, like... For me, the Warrior was like cut out of stone for me to enjoy.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Yeah, he was a little before my time, but because I go back and watched it, like when I went back and watched his shit when I was younger, you know, which was like the late '90s. It was so boring. He had like 2 moves, like
if that.
But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so we don't know whose side. Right. Mr.
Flair
Perfect is on, and that's kind of the overarching theme throughout the night is who is Mr. Perfect gonna pick, you know? But then we get into our next match.
Second match. Yep.
Second match. What do we got?
We're pissing on linens and having pro wrestling talk, Brett. I love it. I missed you. I love this show. I love what we do. Let's do it. Because it's fucking Nails versus Virgil, baby.
I don't have much about this match. It was a match.
Nails is terrifying.
Yeah.
And I suspect it's that because that person who played him, Kevin Kelly, is his actual real name. He had a totally different gimmick. Not
the Kevin Kelly.
No, not announcer Rock.
Dick fuck
Kevin Kelly. It's the wrestler Kevin Kelly, who apparently had wrestled in the AWA in the 80s.
Which, that's a good wrestling name, Kevin Kelly.
He wrestled as Kevin Kelly.
That's a good wrestling name.
Right. But he
alliteration is always
brought in to be the rival of the Big Boss Man.
Yep.
He was a prisoner that the Boss Man had abused when he was a cop in Cobb County, Georgia, which makes total sense if you paid any attention to who the Boss Man had been like a year and a half before. Okay, he beat people in the ring all the time. He was a heel, then he turned good. Then all of a sudden, these announcers can't even imagine the Boss Man doing that to anybody. Why he wouldn't beat up anybody in jail who couldn't defend themselves? It's like, bitch, he was tying people, handcuffing people to the ropes when he was a baby face and hitting them with a fucking nightstick to cheers.
A-cab.
Includes you, Boss Man. R.I.P.
Boss Man is just propaganda.
He is propaganda. Absolutely.
Propaganda.
Well, he was anti-propaganda in the beginning because he was a heel.
Mm-hmm.
And then he became a babyface.
Okay, so this was a weird thing in, like, culture where, like, most people just didn't really like cops, you know? Like,
right.
In the 70s, 60s, 70s, like you watch movies and like the cops are the bad guys. Like,
right,
you know, all the military is the bad guys and all this shit. And then we get to like the late 80s and 90s and everything suddenly became like military and fucking pig propaganda. Like,
it's because we got far enough from a war where people had to participate whether they wanted to or not. We got far enough away from those conflicts, like Vietnam, where people got drafted and died, that we just...
And now we're running it all back, baby!
Now we're running it all back. Yeah, that's right. And anyway, so Nails beats Virgil by technical knockout in 3 minutes. Yep. And Nails is just scary, and he's a terrible wrestler. He wrestles in a prisoner jumpsuit. He's got to be like 6'7". He's huge. And all he does is punch, kick, and elbow. And then he puts on like a cobra clutch and chokes Virgil out. It's basically a squash.
Yep.
It's horrible. It's kind of scary. The way he talks is very scary.
I will say one thing I love about this show before we get like too into it is there's something about the late 80s, early 90s, like the way film looked, you know, because it was still on film.
Oh, yeah.
But when it was on film and it was wrestling in the daytime outside.
Right.
I love it. It's so cool to me. There's some, I don't know what it is, but it just feels more like an actual sport, I guess, maybe. Like it feels like I'm watching a Sunday football match or something, you know? Like it's one of my favorite presentations of wrestling. That's why I love when AEW does like Daly's Place or when they do Wembley, you know?
Right. Or you can watch the sunset during a show or whatever.
Yeah, it's so cool, man.
It's really, really cool.
It's so cool.
And I think what's also interesting is this is filmed at the European frame rate, I believe. And so there's a slight difference in the look of it.
Is there? I didn't know that's a thing.
No, it is. So they used a different type of video system than we did. So like I think they're using a European crew.
Betamax.
No. But like we have like standard is like 29 frame rate and they use a 24 frame rate. And so there's less frames, so it looks more cinematic. It reminds me a lot of like good classic New Japan stuff. You know? Yeah, it kind of has that New Japan and the Tokyo Dome kind of feel.
Yeah, which is again one of my favorite like aesthetics of pro wrestling.
It's the best.
Is 80s, 90s New Japan in the fucking Tokyo Dome.
Yep.
Oh, it's so cool.
Wrestle Dynasty this year, like their camera setups in the Tokyo Dome.
I think Wrestle Dynasty is still my favorite event of the year so far.
Might be. I need to go back and rewatch it now that we've had like Double or Nothing was super good.
Double or Nothing fucking ruled. Revolution was fucking
Revolution was great. Those would be the two that would be in competition, I think. But Wrestle Dynasty is really close. I'm not sure which one is my favorite yet because they've been so good. I know. I feel like every pay-per-view this year has been like, well, that was my favorite of the year. I know. It's been wild.
It's been great being a wrestling fan.
It sure has. I think for me, it's probably Double or Nothing or Wrestle Dynasty. I think that's what it is because you have that bummer ending at Revolution with the Mox Cope thing that I think is a little bit of a bummer. And then there was so much consternation about Swerve losing at the end of Dynasty that I think that takes some points off for whatever reason, just because of the reaction. You didn't get to celebrate the feel of it. But Hanger versus Ospreay closing out Double or Nothing is...
Which I want to say, I think the people who got up in arms about Swerve losing at Dynasty, like...
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was a whole hullabaloo about nothing. Like, I don't think Swerve should have won. Like,
I love where it's ended up. I love it.
Like, I love it. We are in a good place. And maybe that's just the problem with the internet is, like, everyone can just react in real time, so it's like and things on the internet that get blasted are always like, you know, controversial takes or whatever, and so it's like these people freaking out about the ending of a show, and it's like, well, you don't even know where the story's going. That's like saying a movie sucks halfway through because the character you like hasn't won yet, you know? Like,
we said this on Sit Down Shut Up last week, is like, I actually, in hindsight, I don't think it was paced very well. I think that they did change their approach on certain things in the middle of the story that like set expectations and then dashed expectations at certain points. But all in all, where it's headed for y'all in, I have to say the Death Rider story has been a success. And you know, it's...
Oh, imagine letting them cook.
Well, there is that. I do think there was like the Bucks paper shredding thing, and then Kenny just going, they just spent too much money. 6 months later was like, that's a disappointing outcome. I don't think that was the original plan, but like, and you know, they wanted to shoehorn Danielson's demise into the formation of the Death Riders, and I think that's where the flaw starts, is like they weren't ready to unfurl that story fully at that time because they were saving most of it for the Max rollout. And so there was like 2 months of like, what's happening here? You know?
And I think too, there was a big, I mean, AEW at that time was kind of going, not to get too off, but like they were going through kind of, in my mind, like a kind of reinvention after Danielson left.
Yep.
And now it seems like some of the best AEW I've seen, like in
this year has been the best year of AEW ever.
Yeah. Like it feels like the roster they have now wants to be there and wants to be the best that they can be, and they're not just using it as, well, I'm not in WWE right now, so I guess I'll go to AEW, you know? Like, it feels, to me, this reminds me of when the Attitude Era started heating up and putting the run on WCW.
Yeah.
You know?
This has big WWE 1997 kind of momentum where it's like right before
you
the
feel
Attitude.
like you're watching the beginning of something great.
Right. And people are noticing it too. I mean, their ratings have been going up. The just the sentiment towards AEW is so much better. So,
yep.
This taught me a lot this last year, but I think Tony Khan has learned this is what AEW is, and that's what it's going to be. And if you fit into that, good. If you don't, there's plenty of other places to work. See you later. Yeah. And that's what it needs to be, you know?
Amen.
So anyway, Rick Martel versus Shawn Michaels. Yeah.
One of my all-time favorites, the Heartbreak Kid.
Yeah, I love Shawn Michaels. And you know what? I love this match. Sherry Martel, I love you, babe. I love you, babe.
The Moons over Wembley match.
There
was so much butt cheek in this match.
She had a nice butt.
Everyone in this match shows butt cheek.
It's true. I'm
surprised the ref didn't show butt cheek.
This is like the last really significant thing that Rick Martel does in WWF's first.
Yeah. I thought this was a good story, you know, because you had Rick's Lady Sherry with Shawn Michaels, you know, who, when he comes out, she's just following him with a giant mirror.
Well, and so that was so Sherry was his, right?
Yeah.
His manager, Shawn's. They were great together. You know, they hadn't split yet. So Martel's trying to woo her and trying to fuck with Shawn.
Yeah.
And Shawn, like, treats Sherry like a bag of shit most of the time, where he's just like expects her, like, Sherry, mirror now, you know? And this is like Shawn being an early 90s dork, where he's not in the shape that he got into later with the help of a lot of steroids, probably. But
and this is when he wasn't singing his own theme song yet.
Sherry was singing it, and that's the superior version of the song, by the way.
It is.
It's very superior. Sherry is dressed like a road hoe, for lack of a better term. She
got the chaps in the butt cheeks,
the Prince assless chaps.
Undoes Shawn's chaps for him.
Yes.
This match, winner gets Sherry.
Kind of, right. But there's no punching in the face allowed.
No.
So that's part of the deal. So
until we get towards the end, we get the slap fest that starts, and Sherry just fucking faints on the apron.
Yep.
And then rolls off. Doesn't even protect her fall and just goes face first into the mat. Like,
She's awesome.
And then Martel runs out, starts trying to give her CPR. He's like pumping up on her chest.
Compressions and shit. Yep.
And then, so Shawn Michaels comes, they start fighting up the ramp. Sherry's just dead. Behind the two of them.
Yep.
They go to a close-up of her. She sits up, looks at him, and then just faints again.
Right, because this is a put on. She didn't really faint, right? She was trying to get their attention on her. And they're obsessed with beating each other up.
Yeah.
They've been both disqualified because they started hitting each other in the face, which was a condition of the match. And then Michaels goes back for her, picks her up, throws her over his shoulder. Her butt is just like all over the camera shot.
Well, before this, they're fighting up on the top of the ramp, and all the refs come out from the back and everything. Earl Hebner looks like he's already 67 years old. Sean ends up going down the ramp, and you hear Vince. He goes, "What's he gonna do?" And fucking Bobby just goes, "Well, he's gonna revive her."
Yeah. So Sean has her caveman style, like thrown over his shoulder. Her butt is just out. And Rick Martel runs down to the ring with a bucket. You don't know what's in the bucket.
But it's not even like a big bucket. It looks like what you would like bring your kid at the beach to build sandcastles with.
And it's also unclear, was he going to hit her with the water to revive her, or is he just trying to fuck with Sean? And it's obvious these two are more interested in fucking with each other than they are with Sherry.
Well, so he hits it with the water, and they're like, "She's humiliated." He humiliated her in front of everybody.
And Sherry sells this like murder. Like, she has been humiliated and embarrassed. And this is when Vince and Pat Patterson and those guys who are like working at the time could take gimmick wrestling. You make the two narcissistic characters wrestle each other. You add a funny stipulation to the match. It's 10 minutes long. It's very entertaining. Yep. The actual match is 10 minutes long. I would say the match is 8 minutes long. So the post match is probably longer. The
match is when Sean and Rick keep trying to pin each other by grabbing the tights, but they're like they're just showing full crack.
Lots
every
of crack.
Time. Like,
Yep. Moon's over Miami and in London.
Moon's over my Wembley.
And I think this is like maybe one of the first like real feud Sean has is a singles wrestler. And so it's very funny. It's two assholes. It's a heel versus heel match, which is super unusual, especially in WWF at this time. But it's actually one of my favorite parts of the show. I genuinely enjoy this. And it's really the biggest star of the match is Sherry. She's the real star of this match. And really, like, even what I was saying about her earlier, it's the way she played her character is she's an unhinged lunatic. And, but she's completely obsessed with Sean, except she's also kind of into Rick. So she kind of doesn't care who wins. She just wants to be adored by whoever it is.
Me too.
Did that work out?
No.
Rick Martel's bald now, and Sean's bald now.
This was also the era of the absolute ridiculous mullet.
Oh yeah, Sean.
Like this was when it was literally just like a short haircut, and then like a brick of hair that just goes to your ass.
Yeah. This is the when people mock mullets, like what people call a mullet now is not a mullet. Okay, like they'll call.
Actually, I want to say all these MAGA fucks that are trying to rock mullets. No. Mullets belong to the queers now.
Take them. You know, because like
pro wrestlers and queers.
That's right. And soccer players occasionally. But like Sean's mullet 92, that's a mullet. You know what I mean?
Mullet, yeah.
That's a Joe Dirt ass mullet.
Well, speaking of mullets.
Yeah.
Natural Disasters versus the Beverly Bros.
Oh, yeah. This is a better match than you'd think. The Beverly Brothers, a little background, they were a tag team called the Destruction Crew in the AWA. They were the only watchable thing in the AWA in the late 80s, okay? The Rockers had left. Sergeant Slaughter was there, but he was just kind of collecting a paycheck. He didn't really give a shit.
Picture the Outrunners, but less goofy.
Not goofy, and bigger, actually taller. But Wayne Bloom and Mike Enos become Blake and Bo Beverly. There's people at the time saying that they're supposed to be gay. I don't really see that. I just see them as being kind of eccentric. And they're brothers.
Yeah.
They're brothers. Like, they're not.
I like their gear.
Their gear's it rules, especially.
Yeah.
Did you watch this on Peacock?
Uh-huh.
Did they play their original music or did they pipe something in?
I don't remember.
Okay. Because their original music is so early 90s, like horrible, awesome stuff my mom would listen to on the radio in the car. They are just there to annoy you by being kind of effeminate. And they have their hair dyed very blonde.
Blonde.
But Blake, so Blake, the kind of brawnier one, the animal of the team, he, just a little trivia fact for you, Brett. He was actually in the ring wrestling the match when Scott Hall came out on Nitro for the first time and was like, "Hey, yo." That's
pretty cool.
Mike Enos was in the ring wrestling a singles match at the time.
The more you know.
The more you, little rainbow just appeared over my head. But they're wrestling the Natural Disasters, two guys who were very good workers for their size.
Yeah.
The
crowd fucking loved them.
Earthquake and Typhoon were awesome. Their feud with the Legion of Doom was awesome. I think that was the last feud they had before Rocco became a thing. Like, Jesus Christ. Fuck you, Vince.
When they win this match, the crowd fucking loses it.
They got a huge pop.
Like, it was one of the biggest pops of the night, I think.
It was. But this
is wild.
This is a very...
Like, they were fucking over.
Yeah. And this is actually a very solid match, and you see how good the Beverly Brothers are, that they can believably wrestle guys this size and get the heat in the match. The huge dudes who should crush these dudes are the baby faces. So, like, that's difficult enough, okay? Money Inc., that's the same thing, same dynamic, where the steroided insane dudes are the baby faces, and you've got to get heat on yourself by working them over. The Beverly Brothers are winning the majority of this match. They are on top the majority of the time. They're the definite tops of this duo, if you know what I'm coming from. Anyway, they just show how great they were as a tag team. I highly encourage you guys, if you can, go find some early or some late AWA shit, like 1989, but look specifically for Destruction Crew. Look for Mike Enos and Wayne Bloom. They were really good. Really, really good. They never got anything more than this. They really never got a good run in WWF other than to job for people. They were consistent opponents of the Steiner brothers because they would let the Steiners do anything to them, and the Steiners loved working with them. This is all new information to me that I've learned recently from Between the Sheets podcast. But they're just great.
Were they the ones who had that gnarly ass double team finisher where they basically spike your fucking head into the mat?
They might have been that team, but they were.
I think it was them.
I'm a huge Destruction Crew fan. I've come across very legally some footage of them the last few months, and I've watched quite a bit. Even their promos are funny. In the AWA, because every time Mike Enos tries to talk, the guy who's in the ring, the brawnier guy, every time he tries to talk, Wayne goes, "Don't worry about this, Mike. I got this." Like in every promo. It's hilarious. It's just an ongoing bit that clearly the only people who even get the bit is them, and they're just cracking each other up.
There was a good diving headbutt to Typhoon's titty that I wrote down.
Yeah. Typhoon, real nice rack, honestly.
Great tits.
Great
tits.
Formerly the best hits in the business.
Formerly. Well, they win.
Yeah.
And then we get a little Bushwhacker segment.
Oh, God.
Which is funny because we don't even get the Bushwhacker match. But I do love that even when they're cutting a promo, they're still fucking arm pumping.
Oh, God damn, dude. You know what's so crazy? These dudes were the sheep herders before this, which is a very nationally insensitive name when I think about it. I just said it out loud, and I'm like, wait a minute. They're just from New Zealand. Like, why do they got to be sheep herders? Anyway, these guys were the premier brutal tag team until they went to WWF. And I will say Vince really was a genius in what he did with the Bushwhackers. These guys are so charismatic and hilarious.
They were Mark Briscoe before Mark Briscoe.
I said this on Sit Down, Shut Up, Mark Out. I said Mark Briscoe is the modern Bushwhackers. And I was talking with Antoine, and he was like, don't say that. And I was like, you know it's true. And he's like, it is true.
It is. Right down to the missing teeth.
They have the same charisma, though. It's not just like the obvious similarities. They wrestle in the military pants and stuff.
That to me, it's not just aesthetically. It's even in the cadence of delivery.
Absolutely, and the over the topness.
Yeah,
it's Mark Briscoe is the refined, smarter version of the Bushwhackers. He's
the
much
pinky
better
out
wrestler.
Bushwhacker.
What's that?
He's the pinky out Bushwhacker.
Yes. He's he's the vitamin water Bushwhacker. He's the water. he's your Bushwhacker with actual electrolytes in it.
Yep. Well, after that though, we get another segment where they're what's his name? The British dude,
Lord Alfred Hayes.
Yeah,
yes.
They're
I'm outside the Ultimate Warriors.
Yeah, because they're trying to find Mr. Perfect, and he lets us know he's not going to knock.
I'm going to violate my journalistic ethics, and I'm not going to knock before I attempt to walk in and confront Mr. Perfect.
Opens the door just slams in his face.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, that doesn't mean Mr. Perfect is in there. Back to the matches.
Well, he goes, well, I can't say...
segment.
While this doesn't prove that Mr. Perfect was in there, I have to say it was quite rude.
Just the most pointless segment.
It's Lord Alfred Hayes sucked so much ass.
Jesus Christ.
He sucked. And apparently is a terrible person as well. So I don't even know why. I don't want to know why, honestly. It's just,
me neither.
Look, if they're a backstage guy in WWE, Gene Okerlund, any of them, they're probably horrible people. Gene Okerlund, noted alcoholic and pervert.
Was he?
Missy Hyatt literally sued WCW for sexual harassment and said in an interview with the Pro Wrestling Torch, Missy Hyatt goes, Mean Gene is the most disgusting pervert I've ever met in my life. You gotta laugh or are you gonna cry? Because he is also the greatest backstage interviewer of all time until Renee Paquette.
Speaking of laughing or crying, next we get Crush versus the Repo Man. The Repo Man had dope music, dude. I like.
He did.
His theme song was better than it had any business being.
Okay, and this is Demolition Smash, Barry Darso, who would
Here comes an axe, here comes a smasher,
walking disaster. The Demolition. R.I.P. Rick Derringer, also the guy who wrote Real American.
And Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo.
Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo.
Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. Lordy mama,
light my views. You wouldn't know that I'm this much older than you. And I appreciate that about you, Brad.
You wouldn't know that I wasn't this age in 1972. So.
Exactly. I think we both have an affinity for the 70s.
Crush had the dumbest fucking gear. It was so dumb.
Dude, he was a surfer. And he
Purple
came out.
And orange?
And it was supposed to be like a sunset, I think. Like kind of color palette.
It looked like a Nickelodeon Halloween costume.
Crush has a real mullet.
Well, that's I wrote that this is where I actually wrote my mullet note.
Okay. Crush has a really intense mullet. He had been
ridiculous.
The third member of Demolition prior to this.
Also, I swear to God, I saw Brett Kavanaugh in the crowd.
You might have. Was he with his wife or?
I mean, he probably would have been a teenager during this time, but there was a dude in the crowd who looked exactly like Brett Kavanaugh.
Was the woman conscious?
Irrationally angry.
Guys, we joke or we die.
Oh fuck. Well, I mean, we're probably all gonna die soon.
I mean, we might die, but we might as well be laughing while we suffer, So Crush beats Repo Man in 4 minutes. Barry Darsow lost so much weight to try and make this work.
Mhm.
I cannot tell you how much of a mark for Barry Darsow I actually am. Now that he has signed a Legends deal for Demolition with WWE and they're making Demolition toys again, I want a Repo Man toy so fucking bad.
Dude, I fell in love with Repo Man.
What a terrible character this is. Horrible.
Because it was the WrestleMania X7 gimmick battle royal.
Yes.
And I don't know what it was, but when he came out with his little fucking tow rope and just the Repo Man, I loved it. I was like, this shit rules. I fucking love this.
You know, what did they think a Repo Man did is my question. He has tire marks all over him, all over his costume.
Yeah, this is the ugliest fucking...
He's ugly as hell. He cut all of his skullet has been removed that he had his smash.
He had the little fucking robber mask.
He has the robber mask, raccoon mask thing on. It's like, you know, Repo Man isn't a thief, right? Like, they repossess stuff that people haven't paid for is the whole idea. And I didn't know as a kid what a Repo Man was. So I was like, so is a Repo Man a thief? I thought he was just a thief.
I didn't know either. I didn't know either.
And you gotta remember, I'm like 12 when this show came out.
Yeah,
so like,
yeah.
You're 5. Like, I was so baffled by this era of WWF, and it only gets worse from here. Later, there will be.
Well, yeah. I mean, it became like, what's your fucking day job?
That's the entire thing. Is he's a Repo Man? He's from the deep waters of Florida, and his name's Skinner for some reason. He chews tobacco.
Which it kind of like with that era, you know, so much of it was like cartoony, you know, Hulk Hogan versus this bad guy this week, or, you know, you had the Snake Pit and all that kind of shit. Where the promo segments were very cartoony, you know, they had a lot of sets, like the Undertaker's set and all that kind of shit.
Jesus Christ. And as a kid, you know what's crazy? I didn't even notice. Like, I didn't even notice how different WWF was from WCW because they didn't have any of that shit.
There would be spots where it was like Hogan fighting someone in a cave. You know what I mean? Like weird shit like that. And so it was
that was actually Dungeon of Doom in WCW in '94.
Yeah, right.
There's no Hulkamaniacs in here, brother.
So it's like, I mean, I could see if like the story that week was like the Repo Man tried to repossess the fucking Hulkmobile or something. But like every week is a wrestler.
If Hogan was in WWF at this time and not taking a break from the fucking horrible headlines that involved him every day, he most definitely
wish he would do that again.
Yeah. Hogan definitely would have feuded with Repo Man. These all feel like opponents designed to feud with Hogan later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You have Repo Man Skinner. You have the Goon later.
The Goon.
Damien Demento, who wrestled on TV like once or twice, but wrestled The Undertaker in the main event of the first Raw.
Jesus Christ.
You have TL Hopper, who was a plumber. Kona Crush, who's a surfer. And then he becomes like Evil Crush later and feuds with the Macho Man at WrestleMania 10 for some reason. Doesn't make any sense. Crush, who also gets arrested with a ton of steroids and lots of guns in between being Demolition Crush and Kona Crush. That's why he disappeared.
I don't know why it always... whenever I hear that someone just gets arrested with like a stockpile of guns,
it's not even surprising.
Like... I don't even own one gun.
I don't own a single firearm, and nor do I have any desire to.
No, like I don't think I've ever even like held a real gun. Like
I've held one time, and my hand started. It was like safety on everything. I held it, and my hand started shaking so bad they took it away from me, and I've never held another one again. Like they scare me. I don't like being around
same.
Guns. I just don't want to be around them.
I refuse to like have one in my house. Like
I'm not like anti having small firearms to protect yourself.
If you want self-protection, you know, like
I'm anti-assault weapons and stuff.
I don't think anyone needs a goddamn bazooka. Like,
we don't need military weapons in just any person's hands.
Well, I don't know, man. The way shit's going.
Well, and the next match will make you wish you did have a giant firearm, because it's one of the main events of the show that happens halfway through the show.
I want to make a note that before this, we get a promo going over everything involving Mr. Perfect and the hullabaloo going on. And we actually had, before Christian Cage, Mr. Perfect in the cut-off sleeved turtleneck.
As a ref, right? Or no, he was just Ric Flair's side guy. Yeah. That's true. He had the turtleneck cut off,
still showing
off the arms
combo. Yeah. It definitely looked cooler on. It looked cool on Mr. Perfect, and it looks perfectly douchey on Christian Cage. So,
I love that, man. Christian Cage.
Speaking of which, so for some reason, the main event, which should be the main event, is the middle of the fucking show.
Well, it kind of shows you, like, don't expect a title change, I think, was part of it.
Yeah.
And also the British guy that everybody loves is in the main event. So
Right. So, well, we get to this one. Mr. Perfect, as we said, is in somebody's corner. We don't know yet.
Right. He doesn't come down with either person.
Nope. Macho Man. I prefer Macho Man. Excuse me. I prefer Macho Man in trunks as opposed to the fucking clown costume.
So funny story. Macho Man started wearing the long tights because his legs were...
with the long tights are fine, but with the shirt too, it looked like a clown.
Well, I think it's because he got off steroids. And so he's not using steroids at this time. So you see all sorts of people, like Brett thins out a bunch too. Like prior to this, like Brett.
Well, this era too, it seemed like most of the wrestlers were in some form of singlet or bodysuit. Like everyone was covered tops.
Everybody is going through major body dysmorphia.
Yeah,
during this time.
Man.
Because like you said, the Warrior is still shredded, but he thinks he's small.
Yeah.
So and he's smaller than he was, but he was too big before. So so he comes out first in this, what the fuck are we doing here, man? It's it's like the internal muscles. Diagram of the musculature of a human being. It's not even look, I look so buff. He looks like his skin has been ripped off his body.
Yeah, like you ever seen Hellraiser?
It's so weird, and he has this weird tattoo on his arm now of a naked lady.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just weird. When Warrior comes back, he's this weird. I was such a Warrior mark. The reason I started watching pro wrestling was because I loved the Ultimate Warrior, and the way he changed from the time he left to the time he came back is so weird and kind of disturbing. So anyway, he's in this bodysuit that is just ugly as fuck. It doesn't make any sense that he's wearing this thing.
No.
And then Savage shows up, and he's looking like the Pied Piper from the gay disco.
My God.
I mean that respectfully. Randy is the most garish, tacky, tasteless human being in the history. He is just living all the way out there at this point.
He's turned up to 211.
He's on Planet Savage. He is he's got the hat with the feathers, and it's some weird attempt to look British or Robin Hood or something. I really don't understand what's going on. He's covering for his bald spot with the hat.
If you want to look sexy as fuck, go to sickosclub.com/merch and get you some.
I could not stop noticing that the entire match.
The bald spot. Well, it's actually far smaller than it would be later.
Yeah.
I do think he's using, how later they would do the Nacho Man thing and they had he's always spraying hair on. Yeah. I think he is actually doing that in this era. Because the bald spot is Very much smaller.
Yes. Yes. Are foam fingers still a thing?
During this time, it's interesting. So
there were so many fucking fingers in that crowd.
They have foam tombstones.
Oh, yeah.
Of The Undertaker. I noticed that they don't have the Hogan fingers. I think they might have a Macho finger. They should have done, for Warrior, they should have done like the foam arm. Like, like the big buff arm.
Yeah.
That would have made sense, but it probably would have cost more.
No finger in the crowd, though, was more intense than so later in this, so the match goes.
Decent match, actually, for a Warrior match.
Yeah.
Savage always brought good stuff out of Warrior.
Well, Flair and Perfect come out, and there's a spot where Warrior's, going to run the ropes and hit his big splash, and Flair hits him with a chair, and there's an old man straight across from hard cam in the crowd with these Coke bottle glasses, and he is just pointing at the ref, and he looks so pissed, like this guy thought it was real. This was not a gimmick to him. He was fucking livid. This old man was.
Also, the crowd is like, I would say probably like 80-20 for Warrior. Like,
oh yeah,
they want to see Warrior win the title again.
Macho Man's getting booed. Like,
he's
most
getting
of the
booed
match.
every time he's on offense. He's getting booed, and he's a babyface. So there had been a point earlier in the match where they cheated, where like Perfect tried to trip Savage as he was running the ropes, and so they were
real quick. I want to say, if you want to know what Mr. Perfect looked like when he came out, he had the suit and low ponytail combo. Looking like a buff version of Val Kilmer in Heat.
He really does. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like the steroid bloated version of Val Kilmer. Yeah.
In Heat, the suit with the low ponytail. It's a stupid look, but what are you going to do? It was 1992.
Kind of worked for Perfect, honestly.
It kind of worked for Val too,
That's true.
I wouldn't do it.
No.
I wouldn't do it.
No. They're both dead for a reason. So anyway, wow. I surprised even myself by how low I've gone in this episode.
Rest in peace, Val Kilmer.
We love you, Val. And honestly, I loved Kurt Hennig too.
Batman Forever was a good movie. I don't give a fuck.
I don't either. And you know what? I agree with you, Brett. Batman Forever is super underrated as a film. It was a very different take on what Batman had been, but George Clooney can kiss my ass and my long ass hairs because...
Oh, that was the worst Batman movie.
It was the worst, by far. George Clooney
What's
sucked.
your favorite Batman movie?
It's hard to say. So I really do like the Nolan movies a lot.
They're great.
They're great. I think probably Ledger as Joker in the second The Dark Knight is probably, it's either that or Batman 89. I'm not sure. It's one of the two. And I love Batman Returns, the Danny
That's
DeVito.
my favorite.
Danny DeVito's
That's my
Penguin.
favorite. Batman Returns is my favorite. And
I think
then
my
89.
favorite Bruce Wayne is Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
He's great.
You know what I liked more than, I mean, the Nolan movies are amazing. I love them, but I liked The Batman more.
I've never seen that with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, it's great.
I've never seen it. Yeah, I want to see it. It's very long.
It felt like the animated series come to life.
That's cool. That's
mixed
cool.
with like the actual comics.
That's cool. See,
yeah.
I've wanted to check that out forever, and I never have.
It's great. You should.
Of all the DC characters, like I'm such a mark for Batman. Like I love Batman. Batman and Wolverine forever. They're kind of the same character in different companies.
Yeah.
But so Perfect had tripped Savage as he was running off the ropes, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, he's on the side of the Warrior. The Warrior's turning heel. Oh my God!"
And then Flair hits him with a chair. Hits Warrior with a chair.
And then Flair hits Warrior with a chair. And so you see what the scheme is. Bobby legit doesn't know who it is, and he had been a consulting advisor to Flair and Perfect at one point. So Bobby legitimately doesn't know who it is. He's like, it had to be one of them. They wouldn't lie to me. He keeps saying that. And so what the scheme is to get Savage counted out. So while Warrior is like way out in the ring from this puffy little chair shot that wouldn't have hurt even me, for God's sake, and I'm easily breakable, the Warrior's like knocked unconscious. Oh my God, he's dead in the ring. And then Savage goes up to the top where it looks like he could finally get his win over the Warrior. He jumps onto Flair instead, and Perfect attacks Savage. The ref's distracted somehow. Flair's working over Savage's leg massively. And the next week, so Savage can't get back in the ring, gets counted out.
Well, there's a good spot here that I laughed at where Flair and Perfect, they're beating up Macho on the outside. Flair lifts the chair up over his head, and Warrior grabs it, and Flair just starts running up the ramp.
Yep.
And Warrior starts chasing him, but Flair's got some good distance on him, and I think Warrior blew himself up and just chucks the fucking chair.
He does. I was like, dude, when he throws the chair, it's like that could have gone on the crowd so easily, dude. Like
no, he just.
And if you hit Flair with the chair, which it very easily also could have done, because it's a good throw. Like he throws it like it's a fucking
chucked it,
shot put or something. Like he learned. He was his big brother in the business was Kerry Von Erich, who was a famous shot putter actually. So I don't know if Kerry taught him something, but man, Flair. One thing I will always say about Ric Flair, he could run. That dude could run.
Yeah.
But anyway. So
the man had stamina, you know.
He did. I mean, the 60-minute man thing, the whole promo thing makes sense. It does. But the thing about this match is it's really to soften Savage up because literally the next week, with the aid of a returning Razor Ramon, or not a debuting Razor Ramon, as his new buddy, Flair defeats Randy Savage for the world title. Just a week after this match on a house show by working over the knee that he fucked up at the end of this match.
This was kind of a big year for Flair. I mean, he won the Rumble at the beginning of the year, didn't he?
Well, it's so weird because it's a very
Did he win 92?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very big year for him in that regard. So he wins the Rumble. He drops the title to Savage at WrestleMania. He wins the title back the week after SummerSlam. He drops the title to Bret Hart in October. And then he's out of the company in January of 93, losing a loser leaves town match to Mr. Perfect and goes back to WCW.
Well, you look at Warrior too, that just made me think. So originally, I guess the plan was they wanted Warrior to go heel in this match, but Warrior just turned flat out, said, nope, not fucking
I can
doing
totally
it.
see him not doing that.
And
it's really too bad because I think that's the only way the Warrior would have ever stayed relevant would be to go heel.
Well, so he stays a babyface, and 2 months later he's fired.
Right.
November.
Along with somebody else who's going to wrestle in a huge match on this show, by the way. This is also at the dawn of HGH becoming a really big deal because you won't pop on a normal steroid test in 1992. However, it is discovered that two of the biggest proponents of HGH, which I don't think I'm giving anything away, are the Ultimate Warrior and Davey Boy Smith. For
the uninitiated out there, what is HGH, Blade?
Human growth hormone. So it is undetectable up until like 2007 on a test. They can't test for it. So after the steroid tests start in Major League Baseball, everybody moves to HGH. Now it's just testosterone. So like now
I have a hot take.
Go ahead.
Wrestling's fake, and I don't care if they use steroids. It's their own goddamn body.
I also don't care if they're legal or illegal if they're taken through the use of a doctor. I really don't even care if athletes take them in a legit sport. I don't care. Like it really,
I do about legit sports only because it does give an advantage,
but they're
over
taking
people
them,
who don't.
They are taking them right now is the thing. It's just we're not catching what they're taking. So now they do it with testosterone. It's just you can game that system well enough to where and taking testosterone is a little more natural than taking like HGH, which
speaking of which, we have a podcast, so that means we legally have to sell you some kind of testosterone supplement.
Absolutely.
So buy the Hardways big dick fuck pills.
We have a big dick pill sponsor coming to the show shortly, Brett. I haven't told you that yet, but very exciting stuff. We have dick pills being offered on the hard way branded.
Literally, all we did was we went to the gas station and bought a bunch of those horny rhino pills, Brett, and just slapped our name on it.
God damn it, Brett. I told you not to say that on the show.
Oh.
It's not that. It's Hardway branded dick pills.
Hardway is branded horny fuck dicks.
There you go. Coming to the show. Big money. The horny dick pills money coming to the show soon. So anyway, Savage gets counted out. Warrior chases Flair. Warrior comes back in the ring, lifts Savage's arm like you're a real champion.
Mm-hmm.
Warrior probably would have won the belt if he had gone heel, but Warrior clearly doesn't think he's going to be around long and thinks his brand is destroyed if he goes heel.
Randy is selling a knee so hard that it takes them like 20 minutes to get
back up the ramp. And you see why that next week, because he has to wrestle Flair in Hershey, Pennsylvania on a house show, drops the title to the figure 4 where he passes out and gets pinned. And Razor Ramon, they start a build to Survivor Series where Savage and the Warrior are as the Macho Maniacs are supposed to face Perfect and Flair because Perfect's coming back from injury. And it gets changed because Warrior and Bulldog get fired. And it becomes Perfect turns babyface to team with Macho Man against Razor Ramon and Ric Flair.
Yep.
So anyway,
we get a little segment backstage of Flair and Perfect,
and they say the original plan really was to turn one of these guys.
Yeah.
But plan B was this.
Yep. And the only note I wrote is Ric Flair is just Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
He's an idiot, but he's got a lot of power, and we live in hell.
Which is funny. So, if you follow me on anything, or even listen to the show, I stay up on politics. In 2016, on my Facebook, or 2015, the run up to the election or whatever, I wrote a whole big piece about how, Donald Trump is literally just doing pro wrestling, and it's bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
And I used a picture of Ric Flair in the article I wrote.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, Donald Trump's just doing Mr. McMahon.
He is
as president, as legit. He did that gimmick to become president. He's doing Mr. McMahon on The Apprentice. That's what he's doing.
Yep. What do you want from a reality show host? I don't know what the fuck. I mean,
it's
kind of the same as when we elected Reagan.
Okay, I'm getting depressed.
Well, we have Kamala versus The Undertaker.
I thought it was going to be less depressed, but no. I'm going to say something controversial, Brett.
Mm-hmm.
The gimmick is racist as fuck, okay?
Yeah.
But I love Kamala because the guy who played Kamala did such a great job at it. And I was too young to realize how racist it was at the time.
Yep.
That he's kind of an indelible part of my childhood.
Uh-huh.
And James Harris, the man who played Kamala, was so great at being Kamala that I still love Kamala.
I will say, man, he was a little too slow for me.
He was slow.
There was no power behind anything that you did.
He had already peaked.
His chops looked so like he was barely hitting you. His little kicks.
He had physically peaked years before this match.
Yeah.
But if you had seen Kamala in the mid to late 80s, he was great. I mean, really, really good. So, hot take. It's a racist gimmick. I know.
Yeah. It was an okay match. Decent, whatever.
I mean, it's just a typical Undertaker Monster of the Week match. I don't think it ends in a decision. No, it ends in 3 minutes and 39 seconds. Because
Kimchi runs in,
played by the Brooklyn Brawler.
Taker's going to get Kamala up for. I'm thinking Kamala Harris.
Her name's Kamala.
So he gets him up on his shoulder, to try to get him for the tombstone, and then Kimchi runs in and smacks him with the safari helmet.
Yes,
and then the bell rings.
Very big reaction for the Undertaker in this match. The crowd is loving him.
Yep.
Like I said, they got the foam tombstones.
Yeah.
The zombie dead man is a babyface. And his gimmick has not changed one bit since he just didn't let Jake the Snake hit Miss Elizabeth with a chair. That's it. That's how he turned babyface. That you saw that he had some kind of moral code he was living by. But yeah, this match sucks.
I will say, I'm a big fan of American Badass Taker. I know everyone gives me shit, but that was
it's all right. It was your time.
And I love that, like, now.
I just said I like Kamala.
Yeah, okay. Well, like, I love that, like, even when Taker, like, went back to the dead man gimmick, like, in the late like 2015s or whatever.
2000s.
Yeah, he kept the punching style that he did as the American Badass, which was more of a boxer kind of. But when he was just the dead man in the early 90s, god damn, he had some real cool looking fucking those throat thrusts.
Yeah, he always did the thrust. Yeah.
Oh shit, that looked so cool. It looked like he was just fucking stabbing you right in the Adam's apple.
Yeah, I really
Taker's
did.
always had a good working punch, man.
Oh yeah. No. It's like, look, I don't like
one of my favorites in the business, honestly.
I don't like Mark Calloway as a guy at all. I don't like Ric Flair as a guy. I don't like a lot of people as a guy. He was very good as a wrestler. I mean, there's just no getting away around that. It's one of those people, like, some people are tempted to say
politically, like, he's a piece of shit.
He's garbage.
He is one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, and one of the greatest really big dudes of all time.
Well, he moved so smooth for his size.
Yep.
Like, even when he would get up on the top rope to do the old school, it looked great. Like, he had that, like, flipping clothesline he would do that always looked smooth as hell. Like, it didn't look. Some of the real tall guys that aren't, like, jacked sometimes look a little goofy, I think, a little clunky. But, man, Taker was just smooth. Everything he did looked fluid. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, and think about if you go back to 1989 and 90, before he leaves WCW when he's Mean Mark Callis, watch those matches, because he's not the Undertaker, so he's not moving at like this glacial pace.
Yeah.
He's just a big dude who wears a vest and has a mullet. And he wasn't doing the old school. He was doing an elbow drop off the middle of the top rope. And it looked awesome. Nobody did it. He was beating people with a heart punch, which is a dumb move. But, like, he was a badass. And Ole Anderson literally told him, you'll never make any money in this business because Ole Anderson is a fucking moron.
Insane.
So stupid.
Insane.
And all he wanted was a raise. All he wanted was a raise.
One of my favorite Taker, like, spots is that flipping clothesline, but when he started doing it out of the ring.
Yeah.
To the floor.
Right.
Like, holy shit.
Where it kind of looks like the Terminator dive that Kenny does, but like more of a rotation, almost like a cannonball. Well,
he, like, times it perfect so that his flip happens as his arm's hitting you. Like, he just, the timing on it is unreal.
No, and he was just an incredible worker, and you had never seen a big guy do that kind of thing.
No, not yet.
No, and I'm like such a mark for like Sid. Like, I love Sid because he just had an aura, but he couldn't do any of this shit, like, at all. Like, that was the normal big dude of his time, was just be big and scary. And Sid was big and scary for sure, but he needed somebody to help him be great. And it almost never happened. But with Taker, they just saddled him with all these big dudes forever. And it wasn't till like the Attitude Era where they let him work with even guys like Austin size, and Austin wasn't small. Like, no. But once they let him work with guys that size, he could do so much more and show so much more. So,
yeah. Well, It's main event time.
Yeah. So the dark match with Tatanka and Berserker happens in between this. But
well, now we get Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog.
Yeah.
In a classic that is carried entirely by Bret.
Yeah.
Because good old Davey Boy had spent the previous month
6 weeks, yeah. Him in the anvil.
With Neidhart smoking crack.
Yeah.
And not returning Bret's phone calls.
Or Vince's. I mean, just not.
He's just smoking crack with Jim Neidhart.
Yeah. Just off the rails with Jim.
Almost sometimes like it's funny that like, not funny. I mean, it's terrible, but like, you know, like when people think of crack, it's like a stereotypical, like, you know, oh, that's a black people drug or whatever. I'm like, bro, white yuppies were all about crack in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Like, look at fucking in Wolf of Wall Street. You got what's his name? Jonah Hill. Come on, smoke crack with me, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Reagan.
Yeah. And this match is really, obviously, it's a testament to the brilliance of Bret Hart. Okay.
Okay, wait a minute. So before the match, there's a couple things that happen.
Yeah.
For some reason, we got Roddy Piper and a bunch of Scottish people playing Scotland the Brave on bagpipes in London.
What a fucking waste of time.
No reason.
Nope.
They don't even explain it. It's just Piper playing and a bunch of dudes playing bagpipes. Just playing Scotland the Brave.
It, and then they just move on.
It just ends and Piper shakes all their hands. And then they cut to they're interviewing Bulldog's wife, Bret's sister.
Diana.
And Jesus Christ, was she just like stoned out of her gourd? Like,
well, what's so funny is she looks so like
she was intense.
She's like a really pretty lady. And then she's got this like low, like kind of voice but
like the look on her face was like,
yeah. Oh yeah. No, she looks like terrified to be on camera is what it is.
Like, holy shit, man.
I mean, she does look stoned. She probably is stoned for all we know.
Well, her delivery was so like slow and
she has no idea what to do.
Bulldog comes out with Lennox Lewis.
Yes. Young as fuck looking Lennox Lewis.
Yeah. And every time I see Bulldog in the braids era, he just reminds me of like when you're in junior high and the rich girl in class comes back from like a Caribbean cruise over summer break and it's her entire personality for the rest of the summer or for the rest of the school year. That's Davey Boy in this era.
That's my Bulldog. I loved that version of Davey because I didn't understand all the connotations of the braids and stuff at the time.
Right, yeah.
I thought it was cool as hell.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not, guys. It's not.
Nope.
Don't put braids in your hair. God damn it, Bryan Danielson.
Oh, God. But I mean, for a guy who had spent the previous month hitting the rock.
The entire summer, really.
It is a great match.
It's okay, so this is where I was going with this. So it's obviously, the story is that Diana is Brett's her brother, Davey's her husband. Mm-hmm. And she's torn between them. Davey's the obvious babyface here.
Mm-hmm.
Davey, I don't know what was going on with him that summer, okay? But the man looks ready for this moment. He really does. Like, he does not look nervous. He does not look scared. Bret, the way Bret kind of describes it, you got to remember, Bret's telling this story a decade after Davey died, okay?
Yeah.
Davey's not around to, like, offer a counterpoint to any of it. So, who knows? You know, Bret, sometimes, I met Bret Hart personally, like, a week ago, okay? But Bret's full of his own farts sometimes, okay? He's sniffing his own farts sometimes. So I don't know.
He is the most bitter man in pro wrestling.
Well, absolutely. He's also, like, in my opinion, the second greatest wrestler of all time. Yeah. He's feuded with a lot of people on post wrestling career. Goldberg, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Vince McMahon, lots of them. Yep. He's a mark for himself. Okay, I freely admit that. I love you, Bret, but you're a mark for yourself.
I mean, to be fair, most of the people he has beef with are shitbags. So.
That's true. He's usually on the right side of these things. It really sucks that every time CM Punk is doing something horrible, he's wearing a Bret Hart thing while he's doing it.
Yeah.
Like he pushed that kid out of the way while he's wearing a Bret Hart jersey. That probably, and it's always the like really yuppie Bret Hart shit.
Yeah.
That costs like $300.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Phil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like FTR, you're cool. Fuck you, Phil.
No kings except for Riyadh, huh, Phil?
Yeah. Oh God. Kill me. Okay. So actually, no, never mind.
Don't worry, government's probably going to do that soon.
Yeah. Thanks. Let's all just cry for a while. Okay, we're back. We took a little break to cry, but we're back now.
Yeah.
This match is also a testament to what could have been of David Hart Smith. That's not his real name. Davey Boy Smith. What could have been, because the athleticism he shows in this match is incredible.
Oh, fantastic.
He is doing all kinds of British wrestling stuff he learned in Stampede, stuff. He is a globally traveled wrestler. He's wrestled in Japan. He's wrestled all over the world. And this is the greatest moment of his career. And they have, by even today's standards, this match could have held up. Either one of these guys could have succeeded in modern wrestling as it is
easily.
right now. You see,
Bulldog came back for a while at the end of the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
With short hair and just wrestling in jeans.
Right, and he was a heel. And he turned heel before Bret. I mean, he turned on Bret, I believe, with Owen, and they were managed by Cornette for a while. And he had some great matches with Shawn. He had some great matches with others. There was that point where where Neidhart and Owen and Bulldog all turned on Bret, and then Bret joined them all and formed the Hart Foundation, one of the greatest unheralded stables of all time. It was very short, but I'll put up the Hart Foundation versus the best of the NWO. I'll put them up against, they were miles better than DX. They didn't last as long, but they did what they came to do, And so, anyway.
Which was knock slobber.
That's right. Knock slobber. That's right. But Brian Pillman, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Pillman died before the Hart Foundation broke up, honestly.
Yeah, he did.
That's sad.
Rest in peace, Pillman.
Yep. Anyway,
the beginning of this match has some of the smoothest technical wrestling.
Yep.
Like, Jesus Christ.
It's so good. So good.
Intensity these two had when they worked together was like, you wouldn't even know he had been smoking crack the whole month.
You would not. And that part, by the way, I don't think Bret's exaggerating that part at all. Like, Neidhart and Bulldog, I've heard more than once from more than one person that whole year were way into crack. Okay.
Yep.
So they were doing a lot of crack back then.
But I mean, living on the road, having to be up for a show every night.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying not to cheat on your wife. Like, just,
he was just priming himself for this match. He was getting
exactly
pumped for it.
He was getting cracked out for this match.
He was keeping it 10-2.
But Bulldog is the biggest I think I've ever seen him ever. He has huge stretch marks on his shoulders because he's literally too big to fit into his skin.
He's got that buff man double chin.
He's got the buff man double chin. That's right. And, and it's a testament to Bret because Bret has thinned out. Like, if you see Bret from 1988, he's got the double chin. Yep. And he doesn't look as carved as Davey Boy when he's a big guy. He looks kind of chubby almost.
Right. Bret, to me, always looked best when he thinned out.
Bret thinning out in the early 90s was the best thing he could have done for his image. And so Bret isn't concerned with putting on the illusion of size anymore. And he's just a dude who's probably legit like 215 or something. And that's big by today's standards, not then, though. And so you've got this match is so good. And by comparison to everything else you've seen on this show, it's moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Okay?
Oh yeah. There's a great spot where I don't even know how to describe it when Brett flips him into that sharpshooter.
Oh, it's so good.
From the ground.
Yes.
And apparently Brett had come up with this in the middle of the night, had woken up at 3 a.m. with this idea, woke up his wife and made her practice it with him. Which is, I love that because, you know, I'm a big movie fan, you know. Hitchcock is one of my favorites, you know.
It's like saying the Beatles were good, you know.
I mean, I don't know if I'd go that. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
I'm a Stones fan.
They were still good though.
Yeah, they were. I like the Beatles. I like specific eras of the Beatles. I like when my favorite era of the Beatles is when they were still a girl group.
Okay, so like I get that and I honor that, all right? But like I'm that way with the Stones actually. Is like for me, cover band Stones, not into it.
No,
when they start writing their own shit from like the best era of the Stones is when Mick Taylor was their lead guitar player. And that was Let It Bleed, Exile on Main Street, and Sticky Fingers. Yep. I would say like 66, the end of the Brian Jones era to like 73.
I'd say their best years were 71 through 73.
Yeah.
And
that's the Mick Taylor era, right?
Yep.
Jeff Beck almost took that job.
And I'm glad he didn't because I think that what made those records kind of the seminal Stones records were Mick Taylor's leads went so perfectly with Keith's kind of stony, bluesy, kind of swaggery rhythms.
What's interesting about the Stones, though, is like Keith isn't strictly a rhythm guitarist. Like, and Mick isn't strictly the lead guitarist. Like, they both do leads.
Mm-hmm.
But listen to the song "Bitch" on headphones.
My favorite Stone song.
Yeah, it's a fucking masterpiece. But if you listen to that song, the rhythm guitar in that song is so like whoever, like it's Keith, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he is so dialed in and not thinking while he's playing. He is like a fucking machine. He's like a goddamn metronome all by himself. Yep. But
there's the thing that made Keith so great was even though it was very like, you know, he was like a mechanic with those riffs.
Yep.
They carried that same kind of like loose swagger that he as a person carried.
Oh, totally.
You know what I mean? Like
Keith's a vibe, and he plays.
Oh my god, man!
He plays like a vibe. He acts like a vibe. He's a vibe.
If you haven't seen it, friends, there is a video done by, I think Scorsese did it, not the new one that he did, Shine a Light, but it's called Ladies and Gentlemen, the Rolling Stones, and it's just live concert video of their 1972 U.S. tour, where everyone was just on a pound of cocaine, and it's one of the best, like, when it comes to concert movies, for me, it's The Last Waltz, and then Ladies and Gentlemen, the Rolling Stones.
Yep, it's good stuff. I have it. It's great stuff.
In case you were wondering on the wrestling podcast, what our favorite
two nerds who were too young to experience this shit ourselves.
Well, in my family, like, so all the dudes in my family played guitar and shit, you know.
Oh, interesting.
Musicians.
Okay.
And so in my family, if you were born with a dick, like right out of the womb, you basically got you just got a guitar and a copy of Sticky Fingers.
Nice.
You know, nice. Like everyone, like all my uncles were huge Stones fans. Like, it's a family affair.
I'm from a family of no musicians, but lots of huge music fans. My dad's a huge music guy. My uncle is a huge music guy. Ironically, he and I have been trading back and forth Jeff Beck stuff the last few days. And I've been thinking, like, Jeff Beck almost joined the Stones when Mick Taylor did.
Yep.
And yeah, I agree. He Jeff is the only like guitar first guy that I can stand at all. But he is like like the most vocal guitarist ever.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a show off. He can do anything he wants, but he's not a show off. He's just so good. He plays.
Would you say he's your favorite guitar player?
No. No, probably not. But I would say Keith's actually closer to that. Keith.
Mick Taylor's mine all time.
Yeah, I would say Keith. I'm also a rhythm guitarist by trade. So like
Mick Taylor and Johnny Thunders.
Yeah, Johnny. I was going to say Johnny Thunders for you. But the reason I love Telecasters so much is Keith and Joe Strummer, man. So,
there you go. There you go.
know,
see, I'm a Gibson girl.
But see, I have this hummingbird because of Keith. So it's anyway, great wrestling podcast. So great scientific back and forth match. Yeah. Every spot in this match tells a story. They don't do anything crazy. It's just really great wrestling. And Davey fucking out wrestles Brett. Brett teases a heel turn at the end of the match and during the match a few times where it's like, should we keep doing this or do I need to start beating the shit out of this guy to keep my title? And Brett decides not to do that. He stays babyface. Davey Boy wins clean. This crowd loses their goddamn mind.
Jeez.
And Diana runs to the ring. She's so happy. I think she's legit crying at this point because this moment must be so overwhelming when you've got basically 80,000 people going nuts for the two dudes in the ring. And she's
home
raising
crowd.
her brother's hand and her husband's hands, and they go out like that. It's one of the greatest WWE pay-per-view matches ever.
Yep.
To this day, in my opinion, it's still one of the greatest. Bret Hart, this is one of his masterpieces. Bret Hart is like very similar to Kenny Omega to me, where they're kind of the best of their own era, but their storytelling is super underrated. And
you give me a tuber, I'll get you something out of it.
Yeah, that's right. But you know, there's
Jack Nicholson in The Departed.
I was trying to place that line, but yes. But this is just Brett as an understated kind of auteur wrestler where he's just a master at telling a great story. And
I'm shocked you don't know where that quote originally came from.
I don't.
John Lennon.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He probably said it right before he punched his wife in the face.
Probably. You know, there's no excuse for that under any circumstances. But I will give John the credit of saying he atoned for these things very publicly and
he did.
Owned them all and said he was extremely wrong for doing it.
Yeah.
So, and he talked about the weakness in him that made him do those things, which
I'm definitely someone who doesn't think people are irredeemable. I think if you do some shit fuck shit to people,
own it,
and you own it, but not just own it, not just admit to your wrongdoing, show that you understand why it's not good and show that you've grown and show the ways that you are actively combating the shit.
And apologize and make a sincere effort to be a better person.
And don't just be pissed that you got caught.
Exactly, Hulk Hogan. You fucking piece of shit. Well, Brett, we've been all over the place. This is two people with ADHD doing a fucking podcast.
This was a good episode.
It was a damn good episode.
We hit so many different things. We talked about Batman. We talked about rock and roll and some wrestling.
Sprinkled in between in our SummerSlam show review. SummerSlam 1992.
Okay, bye.
Bye.